Hey, girlfriend. Welcome back. And thank you for listening to another great episode of Girlfriend Let Me Tell You the podcast because I have something to say. I'm your host, Latasha. On my podcast, I discuss topics that most single Black mothers can relate to, and I even share a few laughs with you all. So let's go ahead and get into today's episode. Now, today I want to talk about breaking or disrupting generational cycles. And I don't really want to call it a generational curse because even though some things are passed down from our parents and their parents and their parents and their parents, and it can be something that we wouldn't want to continue because it's toxic. It has expired. Like a lot of things that some people are doing, nobody's doing that anymore simply because we're in 2024 and we have evolved. But I wanted to share an episode of how I feel about whenever it comes time to stop doing what everyone else is doing in your family. And so the title for this episode is Stop Showing Up. So that's what the episode is going into. However, I do want to let you all know that I had already pre-recorded the actual episode was already pre-recorded before I did this intro. So my voice may change as it switches over to that. However, the message is very clear. So once y'all get finished with the episode, go ahead, leave me a comment below, or you can email me, Latasha at girlfriendletmetellyu.com. And I would also like for you to go ahead and sign up to be excuse me, go ahead and sign up so that you can be on my emailing list. All right. So I hope y'all enjoy the episode. Let me know what you think. Here we go. Hey, so I just want to give y'all a short message about breaking generational curses and how really simple one way can be. So, a generational curse or a generational cycle that hurts people is whenever a family gets together to talk about, complain about, lie about other people. And it can be one of those things where it starts with the grandmother and then she does all that with her daughter. So now there's one generation down. And then that woman does it with her daughter. So now there's three generations down. And then that third woman, who is the granddaughter, has her daughter. And she's like, you know what? I really don't want to carry this on anymore. These conversations are not benefiting me. All I'm doing is talking trash about people. I'm making up lies. I'm starting rumors. I don't want to be that person anymore. And so whenever you have a family gathering with generations in there, from the elders down to kids, maybe even you're the youngest there. One way you can break that cycle is you can get your child and you can leave. And the cycle is broken for you and your child. See, some people think it takes a big old intervention where everybody comes together and it's like, oh, we're going to sit this person down and tell them that what they're doing is wrong. It doesn't even take all of that sometimes. Breaking a generational curse or breaking a generational cycle that you don't agree with could be as simple as you getting up and leaving. It can be as simple as you not showing up anymore, or at least not showing up as often. So whenever they have family dinners and you know it's going to result in them talking about people, you know it's going to result in people lying, you know it's going to result in a whole lot of drama and your name get mixed up and stuff, don't show up. It could be as simple as um a holiday coming up, don't show up. It could be as simple as we're having a cookout, come through. You just don't show up. You don't show up, your child doesn't show up. Hey, I just want to take a moment to pause for the cause and remind you all that the details for this episode are down below in the show notes. And also, my sponsor for this episode, which is A Cup of Stars Tarot, those details are below as well in case you want to get your own personalized tarot card reading. Or you can go ahead and join me on my social media pages and you can do the collective tarot card readings that we have weekly. All right, don't forget, look down below. Enjoy the rest of their episode. And during the time that you're not spending with these people who are obviously toxic to whatever it is you're trying to do with your child, during the time that you are not with them, there's a lot of resources out there to help you raise a decent daughter or a decent son. So what you can do is you can get on TikTok and you can put in hashtags and you can find people who are giving you parenting advice or people who are giving you activities for your child. Or you can get on Google and you can Google what are some activities that I can do with my child? What are some positive activities? Or if you're in a situation where you're like, I don't have the money to do these things, look up resources. You can go to your child's school, look up resources. You can go to a community center. You can go to a YMCA. You can look on the internet again. Look on Facebook. Look on Instagram and find these activities because some of them might be on video. If you're watching me right now on TikTok, that means you have a smartphone. That means that you have internet service, and you could do one of those things where it could be virtual for your kid. But in order to break the generational curses or the generational cycles that we are used to, it can start with you. You don't have to wait until someone else in your family says, you know what, I ain't coming no more. I ain't showing up. I'm not doing this. Y'all are crazy. Because sometimes silence speaks volumes. So you not being present says a lot. Okay? You not being as available says a lot. You not saying anything if you do show up says a lot. So if you are a parent who has a child who is not an adult and they can't speak up for themselves because of adult situations or whatever it is, be the person who says, I am going to break this cycle right now by not showing up and by not being involved. That's just a little hint or a little message that I wanted to give to the people who are thinking, I am stuck. I can't get out. I'm always there. I'm always available. I'm always involved. My name is always and stuff. I'm getting tired of it. Just stop showing up.
Okay, so that's the end of the recording, but I did want to add a little bit more to it because I recorded that in the year 2024. And now that we're in the year 2025, I just want to add a little piece to it. So in 2024, when I was making that episode, it was because I was in the process of doing that exact same thing, stop showing up. Now, last year, I wasn't invited to a lot of things. If it was last minute. So, of course, I wouldn't go because I'm practicing what I preach. Also, I wanted to say that um, I believe it was earlier 2024 whenever I realized that if I wasn't invited to a function, but everyone else was invited and I found out about it, I would say something so that someone could say, "Oh, well, you can come," or "Oh, we forgot," or "Yeah, it's okay. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. We haven't gotten started yet," or whatever. I realized that I was trying to get an invitation. Even though, like I said in the episode, silence speaks volumes. So the fact that no one mentioned it to me and I just happened to find out, I didn't need to be there anyway. Okay. Sometimes I feel like we try to include ourselves or we try to bring notice to the fact that we were not included so that we can have an attitude or so that we can pop off or so we have something to tell somebody else. Oh, they didn't invite me. But whenever I called them, they was like, oh, yeah, you can come. And I was like, I'm not coming this last minute, you know, all this stuff. So in the year 2024, not only did I stop showing up, the invitations ceased as well. Because, like I said, your silence speaks volumes. So when you're not calling saying, hey, did y'all forget about me? Or whenever you're not calling to check up on people, whenever you're not going to functions, whenever your presence is non existent, they get the message too. The thing about that is, and I don't want anyone to overthink the situation, but whenever the communication stops, whenever the invitations stop, whenever the pop ups stop, whenever the gatherings stop, it's like it's a shock at first because it's something you have to work into to where you become comfortable with it. It's one of those things where it's like, this is what I asked for, and now it's here. How can I accept it? And it becomes easier as time passes because your piece is growing. And it's one of those things where if they didn't reach out to me, I'm not going to reach out to them. And I had said before, I'm not sure if I did an episode about this or if I just mentioned it on social media, but I was saying sometimes the very situation that we are asking to be delivered from, whenever it comes time to realize that your prayer has been answered, we run back to it. Like, oh, I'm not, wait, wait, wait. I'm not sure if that's what I wanted. It feels good, but I'm feeling a little guilt. I'm overthinking a situation. I feel like I should have said something more. I feel like I should have made a different exit. Let me just call, or let me just go by there, or let me just text, or let me just hit them up on social media and let them know, hey, I'm still here. No, hey. Real quick, are you enjoying the episode so far? I surely hope so. I want to remind you that all of the details for this episode are down below in the show notes, so do not forget to check that out. And also, I want to remind you that you can go ahead and sign up to be a part of my emailing list. I have so many great things coming up this season, and I want you to be a part of it. So, look in the show notes below, leave a comment on how you like this episode, and I hope to hear from you all soon. Enjoy the rest of the episode. I'm glad I'm saying this in January when everyone is trying to be a new me, new year, or whatever it is that people are saying. But in the year 2025, whenever you are delivered or removed from a situation that you asked to be removed from, do not go back to it. Do not play the boy who cried wolf with your blessings. Do not do that. A lot of people want separations to happen, or they want their exit to be made without a big old scene. Some people want to do it without a fight. Like, I don't want to argue with you. I don't want to fight with you. I don't want too many disagreements. I don't want too much attention brought to it. And that's how it happens. It's like that's what you asked for. And the phone calls cease. The text messages cease. It's one of those things where I'll see you when I see you. And that's literally what happens. You may see them in passing. You may see them at a retail store. You might see them at a gas station, whatever the case is, and it's a mutual understanding. I see you, so I'll speak, but we don't do anything else as far as telephones and stuff. We don't do that, and that's what you asked for, and that's how it happened, and it was a pleasant exit. It was a pleasant ending to whatever that chapter was in your life. So in 2025, if you don't want to be a part of something, no matter how important it may have been when you decided to do it, whatever your gut is telling you in that moment, do not show up if it's telling you not to go. Same thing as if somebody calls your phone. If you don't want to talk to them, don't answer the phone. Don't do it. Don't show up. Do not be present. Do not be available. That is the word for 2025. Now, I'm only saying that because it's January. There'll be some more words throughout the year. But right now, the phrase is do not show up or stop showing up. All right. So I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. And I want y'all to go back and listen to some of my other episodes too. Some of the ones before this one, and then come back and listen to the ones after that as well. So if you're listening or watching on YouTube, I want you to go ahead and subscribe so that you'll be notified whenever I have a new episode. So hit the bell too. For everyone else, hit follow, hit share, comment. Leave me something. Let me know that y'all still rocking with me because I do appreciate your continued support. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day.